This episode of FilmRiot is brought to you by Domain.com.
Today on FilmRiot, we talk speed ramping and the Ninja Star. Welcome to FilmRiot, the show that takes mystery out of the effects techniques to go into some of your favorite Hollywood films. I'm your host, Ryan Conley, and last week we talked about the new GoPro Hero 4, toyed around with it a little bit with the slow motion and such. Today we're going to talk about how to convert those extra frames to some slow-mo action, how to speed ramp, and how to up the image quality with some external recorder action. So, bumper me. Before we jump into ramping, a few people were commenting on the issues with the GoPro Fisheye look, which is pretty intense and cool for a lot of things, but not something that I would use on the norm, but it is pretty easily corrected. The easiest way to do it is just to jump into GoPro Studio and do it there, but honestly, I don't always love the result or the lack of refining that you can do, so instead, I'm gonna bring my shot into After Effects, go to Effects, Distortion, then select Optical Compensation. Here I'm gonna check Reverse Lens Distortion and then up my field of view until it looks the way I want. Then before and after. If you're adding widescreen bars to your shot and you want to keep that wide angle, select optimal pixels right here and you see it pinch in. Then we add our bars and we're good to go. Here's a before and then an after. Incredibly easy to correct for, but now onto some slow-mo-ness. First, we have a few shots of the slow-mo kind here. These were recorded at 120 frames per second using the GoPro Hero 4. Now you can slow this inside GoPro Studio like I showed last week, but unless I'm doing that just for the flux feature, I won't usually go that route. Instead, I'll just bring that into Adobe Premiere or whatever editor you use and drop the speed to around 20% since I shot at 120 frames per second and my project is 24. But if I want to ramp to that speed, I could always cut the area that I want to stay slow right here like this, then change the speed of the clips before and after back to 100. Problem here is that there is no ramp. It just snaps right into and out of slow motion, which might work for you, but if it doesn't, we can send that clip to After Effects, make a new comp, drop in our clip, right click, go to time, and then enable time remapping. Now we'll move to the spot that we want our slow-mo to start, set a keyframe, then select that and the final keyframe and move it toward the start. Now we have our normal speed moving into the slow. Then we move to where we want the slow-mo to stop, set another keyframe and pull the final keyframe in until we have the speed we want for the end. Now to add our ramping, we're gonna right-click the keyframe going into the slow motion, go to Keyframe Assist and select Easy Ease In. This will ease us into that keyframe instead of just snapping to it. Now we select the keyframe coming out and we're gonna select Easy Ease Out this time. And now we have a subtle ramp, and if you want to extend or lessen that ramp, we can click here to go to Graph Editor, grab the handles of the keyframe we want to adjust, and set it to the speed we want, and there you go. But now a quick break, and then we talk about the Atomos Ninja Star. Domain.com is a place to go if you're trying to get yourself seen on the interwebs. If you got a business, if you got a portfolio, if you got work that you want people to see, and you want to send them to a place to see it, like a digital business card on the interwebs, you need a website. For that, you need a hosting plan that's reliable and affordable. Domain.com has it. You need a domain discovery service to help you pick the right name for you in case the one you want is taken. And if you use the coupon code FilmRiot at checkout, you get 15% off your domain name and web hosting, so you're saving them monies. When you think domain names, think Domain.com. Logo. And here's the Ninja Star, which is an external recorder from Atomos, basically a trimmed down and much cheaper version of the Ninja Blade for the most part. First big difference is no screen, and the fact that this one records to CFast cards. But we have three ProRes options here, highest quality being ProRes HQ, followed by ProRes 422, and then finally the least data heavy ProRes LT. You select between these different options by holding down the previous button, and just like the Blade, we are getting 10-bit 422 ProRes. But of course, if your camera isn't outputting 10-bit, you aren't going to get that here either. Over here, we have the audio levels followed by the battery indicator and then how much time we have left on our card, which will change as we swap through the different flavors of ProRes. On the side here, we have the in for audio and our micro HDMI in and out, so we can push signal to an external monitor if we'd like, or you could always take the signal out from your laptop into this for some screen recording. But really, what this all comes down to is the quality increase that I'm getting from my image, so let's take a look real quick at some comparisons from the in-cam GoPro footage and the footage from the GoPro recorded to the Ninja Star. Honestly, I'm not seeing that big of a difference with how I use my GoPros. I'm always using them in well-lit areas, flooding that sensor with light and getting really solid images right out of the camera. But once you really get into the image, you do see that the Ninja Star is helping you out a lot with more detail, better colors, so you're getting a lot more to work with in post. So I am seeing a difference here, and it is something that will definitely assist me in post, but with how I use my GoPro, I really don't see me tagging on the extra device. So mostly, I'll just shoot 4K with the Hero 4 and scale it down to 1080 for better image quality. So although I don't see myself using this with the GoPro, where this thing really shines is with my C100, helping me get really solid image quality. So I'll throw this one on when I want to stay nice and light when I'm on the move, or of course, when you're using a DSLR or similar camera. So ProRes, crazy light, solid battery life, but no screen. But given the fact that the Ninja Star is like $700 cheaper than the Blade, I'm good with that.
Logo.
And that is it for today. We got a solid recorder to stay light and some slow-mo lovin'. If you want to check out the Ninja Star, check the notes section below. We have a link for you there, or you could just type this right here. Either way. And again, a reminder, we are going to be doing shorter episodes for February and March, while we're working on some bigger stuff to release this summer. And I'll see you guys next week when I battle 3 T-Rexes for an inordinate amount of time.